guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm bringing you guys this homecoming makeup look. It's super glam. You guys could change up a whole bunch of different things to make it match your dress, and I also gave you guys a lot of affordable options as well, like drugstore options. So if you guys would like to see how I created this look, then just keep on watching. This eye look, I already primed my lids with my Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion. It's really important that you prime your lids. If you don't have a primer, you can go ahead and just use concealer and just set it with some powder, but make sure you prime your lids. Even the concealer is going to work because it's just going to help you blend your shadows. It's just going to help you with the blending of the shadows, and it's also going to help you your eyeshadow stay on all night. We're going to be using the Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette. If you guys don't have this palette, you guys can use similar shades. You can even change up the entire shades. Whatever you think you would like to do, you can go ahead and do that. I'm going to be going in with the shade Burnt Orange, and I'm using this as a transition shade. It's really important to use a transition shade as well. It's just going to help your shadows blend 10 times better. I'm going to place this color literally on the outer. I'm going to place this color right on the outer corner of my eye. And I'm going to pack all that color on there. And then I'm going to start dragging it outwards. And then I'm tapping off the excess on my brush. And I'm going to start blending this color inwards towards my crease and my inner corner and stuff. And just keep on blending until you feel like it looks blended. Everyone has different definitions of blending. So, I don't know, whatever you feel like is blended. Sorry that there's black stuff under my eye. My eyeliner got on there, but I'm putting this color in there one more time. This eyeshadow look is actually way easier than it looks, you guys. It's honestly way easier. I feel like anyone could do this eyeshadow look. I feel like the only hard part for a beginner would be cutting the crease, but I'll try to go into depth with that as well. I'm just kind of blending this as much as I possibly can. And just blend, and blend. And then the next shadow I'm going to be taking is this shade right here. It's called Bone Fresco. That one right there. And same exact thing, you guys. Basically what I'm doing is I'm just layering colors. And that's just going to really help make everything look seamless, make everything look blended. Same thing, placing it on the outer corner. And then blending it in. And try to keep this color a little bit lower than your transition shade. I always try to have a little bit of my transition shade peeking through, right here on this side that I already finished. There's still a little bit of that transition shade, as you guys can see. Just pack that on there a couple times as well. And blend, and blend, and blend. I'm going to be taking the shade Love Letter. It's this one right here. And I'm going to be picking some of that color up. And the brush that I used before for our transitions, it just looks like this. I'll be showing you guys my brushes too. I'll try to show you guys my brushes. I don't know what brand this is from, but it just looks like that. And then I'm going to be going in with a Morphe M330. And I picked up that shade Love Letter. Same thing, pack it on there. Pack all of the color on there. After you pack that color on there, I know it looks kind of harsh right now. You're going to tap off the excess on your brush. And then slowly start incorporating it into the crease more. It doesn't matter if it gets all over your lid. We're going to clean that up with concealer later on anyways. And then start dragging it outwards just like we did with the other colors. And just blend and blend and blend. And you can build that up. I'll probably build it up one more time. And then I will continue with more shades. If you feel like your shadows are not blending, you can go ahead and go back in with your transition a couple more times. I would say if this is your first time doing eyeshadow or something, I would say after every shade that you put down, go back in with your transition. One more time in with that shade and blending it inwards and dragging it out. In with our transition shade. Taking the shade Venetian Red, this one right here. It's a reddish pinkish shade, and same thing, just pack it on there, blend it in. Whoa, I got it on my face. I like to pack it on and then do a little bit of a windshield wiper motion. Drag it outwards, then tap off the excess, and then blend it in. Transition shade one more time. We're probably going to use your transition shade more than once, but you you get the gist, you get what I'm saying. And then I'm taking a Morphe M534 and I'm taking the shade Cypress Umber. It's this one right here. And I'm going to start adding that color. I'm going to be really careful with the darker colors just because it's really easy to mess up a look with the darker colors. Like if you guys don't have to go this dark. If you guys want to stop right here, you guys can go ahead and stop right there. But I'm packing this shade on just a little bit, just like that, to make it even with the other side. Drag it outwards and then blend it in. I know it looks like it's all over the place right now, but I promise you it comes together. This one doesn't look all that either just because I don't have lashes on, but lashes make the biggest difference in the world. If you guys have never worn lashes before and you guys are going to homecoming and doing a dramatic look, I really advise you wear lashes. Lashes just really complete a look. Like I cannot do my makeup without lashes. Like I just feel like it doesn't look right. And then I'm going to take this Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. You guys can take any concealer that you guys would like. I think this one works really, really good for cutting my creases. You guys obviously don't have to get this like high-end concealer. You guys can use a drugstore one. And then I'm taking a little brush like this. Just looks like this. I don't know like the name of it or anything. All of my little like green and blue brushes, you guys will see how I'm going to use these more in the tutorial later on. All of them are from a Morphe set that I got like forever ago. So if I can find it, I will link it down below for you guys. But yeah, I'm going to take a little bit of that concealer on one side of the brush, so just like that. And then what I'm doing is like right here like where my crease starts, I'm gonna follow my original crease first. You guys can go ahead and follow your like crease that you guys have all the way through, but I like to go a little bit above my crease. I just feel like it helps with the glitter a lot as well. Just like if the glitter has fallout or has or transfers or something, like it just looks weird if it gets on your like above where your lid is, above where you cut it. It just doesn't look right. It looks messy. And then right here I did it above my crease a little bit, and like I can shut my eye like and it won't get like above, like it won't go all over the place or get messy. So I'm starting off like where my actual crease is. I'm like tapping any excess concealer on my lid just to help like out and make sure it's not as messy. And I'm starting off right there, just like that. And then I'm gonna keep dragging it upwards, but as I go up, I'm like, okay, right here where I'm shutting my eye, I have to seize. I'll try to go as in depth as I possibly can. I'll zoom you guys in a little bit more. Right here where I'm shutting my eye, like as you guys can see, I get that little crease. Oh, and my concealer got on there, but it's okay because I'll go over it. That's where I'm gonna start like connecting the crease. Well, that's where I'm gonna start connecting the crease back in. Usually I would just go whoop and like I would be done, but I'm trying to explain it to you guys. So right there, I'm gonna drag it downwards and try to connect it with what we already did. Just like that. And then I'm going to stop about like a little bit more this way. And then that's where I'm stopping cutting the crease. We're just doing a half cut crease. Just go ahead and do that. And then I'm going to make a little like thicker over here as well, just to kind of make everything even. You guys will see what I'm talking about. I'm dragging my brush downwards with whatever product is left on there, and then that kind of like acts as a guide so I know where to stop putting my crease. And then after I do that, I'm just gonna grab a little bit more concealer and I'm gonna start filling in the blank areas. Just fill in the part where you cut it, don't like fill in this part. Then I always like to take my finger and just tap the concealer out just to make sure, like it makes everything even, and just to make sure that there's no creases or it doesn't crease later on before you set it. I do set it, but I like to tap it down first. I'm going to zoom you guys back out. That's a little too close. It looks all messy, but I promise you guys it's all going to come together. And then right here, like right where like it ends, like where we cut the crease and the shadow begins again, I'm going to take my finger And I'm just gonna kind of try to diffuse the, like, that little area so it doesn't look super harsh. Then I'm going to be taking the Shadow Vermeer, this one right here, and I'm going to quickly set that before it creases. Taking that M330 again, and I'm taking these shades Love Letter, this one right here, and Venetian Red, and I'm mixing those together. And I'm just going to add those again on my outer corner. Drag them out, and then drag them into the crease again, just to kind of help blend everything out before we add the glitter. Just like that. And then if you would like, you can go back in, or I will go back in. And then I'm going to be taking the shade Bone Fresco again, and I'm going to be adding this like right there, like right up, like right under my transition, but not all the way upwards. And then I'm taking my transition shade, the shade Burnt Orange, that one, and I'm putting it like right at the like outer edge of everything, just to blend everything out and make sure that color's still peeking through. Now for liner, I'll try to explain kind of what I'm doing to get this wing. What I'm doing is I'm taking my NYX Vinyl liquid liner. I really like the NYX liners. I feel like they're really good, and I'm gonna shake it up really good. And then after, basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start by creating like a little line. So at my inner corner all the way through, just create a thin line. So start right here. And go all the way through. And then I like to like kind of look up with my head, and like it kind of helps me like balance my hand a little bit more. I like to like put my hand on my face, and I just like move the brush. Then I like to make a line, like I'm gonna start at the outer corner and just go outwards as far as it's personal preference, so you can take it out as far as you would like. I would say don't take it any further than like your eyebrow, obviously. You guys just watch what I'm doing. I'm trying to make it as even as possible. Just like that. And then from that line, I'm connecting it inwards to that like little line we already made. Then after you do that, you can just kind of fill everything in. And at this point, I'm going to be going in with some glitter. This in itself is already a look. You just add some, you could just throw some lashes on and you're good to go. So if you guys want to go for like a more simpler, not as glam look, you guys can go ahead and just stop right here, add some lashes, and like I said, you're good to go. But it's homecoming. I want to do glitter, so I'm using this Stila Magnificent glitter in the shade Diamond Dust. I love these glitters. The only bad thing I have to say is that they do transfer and have quite a bit of fallout, but cutting your crease above your actual crease like kind of helps with that, because if it has like fallout, or if it has fallout or any sticky fallout that's going to stick above your crease, you already cut your crease above that, so it doesn't really matter. I hope I'm making sense, but I'm just taking the little wand, and whatever is on there, I'm taking another little brush just like the one that we used to cut our crease. Same thing, it's literally the same thing, and I'm going to take some product off of there, off of the applicator. And I'm applying this everywhere that we cut the crease, so I'm going to basically cut my crease but with the glitter. And just try to avoid where you did your liner. We did the liner first. Usually liner is one of the last steps I would do like in my eye makeup, but when I do glitter looks, I like to do liner before glitter. It just makes everything easier. And if you do glitter, if you do liner after glitter, it's just like, it's harder to get a good wing, and like it's harder to like, it'll just look chunky, and that's not cute. So let's just go in with the glitter. And then as you get to the outer corner, don't pick up any more products. Try to start diffusing it. Glitter is not really going to blend seamlessly, but we're going to try our best to do it. And then with whatever product is left on the brush, right where the crease, like where you cut the crease ends, kind of just like start like tapping and then dragging a little bit. Moving on to the face, I'll try to go as much into detail as I can, and I'm also going to try to use a lot of drugstore products, and what I'm not saying I'm not going to use high-end. I'm probably going to use a lot of high-end as well, but what I do use in high-end, I'll recommend like a dupe or a drugstore product that's similar that I like as well. So I got you, my drugstore people. Even if I don't physically got you, I'll let you guys know what's good at the drugstore as well, or like what alternatives you guys could use. Now, when I was in high school, I was broke as fuck. I had like $10. I could not spend money on makeup, you know. But what I'm going to be doing is, it's really important to prep your skin. Depending on what type of skin you have, oily, dry, whatever combination. I have really dry skin. I don't want to moisturize right now because my skin's not as dry right now, and also I'm breaking out really bad, as you guys can see. It's so bad. But I'm using this Mario Badescu Rose Water, and I'm just going to spray my face with this to kind of give my face a little hydration. And then for primer, I'm going to be using my Benefit Professional Primer. An alternative for this would be the Maybelline Baby Skin. I used to use that one for a while as well, and it worked pretty good as well. So I'm just going to apply this anywhere where I have larger pores. And I also like to apply this under my eyes as well. I feel like it helps me with creasing. So I'm just going to use my fingers and kind of tap that in. It's really important to use primer, you guys, and it's really important to have a fresh, clean face, and it's really important to prep your skin. It's just gonna make your face like come out really flawless, and it's gonna overall help your makeup last longer. And then for foundation, I'm gonna be using the Milani Conceal and Perfect foundation. This is a foundation for the drugstore that I think has really good coverage, and it can be a little cakey if you guys add too much, but I would say just add a thin layer and then build it up if you need to. And I'm going to mix in a little bit of the Makeup Forever Ultra HD stick, just because this one's a little bit too tan for me. I can make it work, but it's homecoming, so we're trying to be like super like you have to, since it's homecoming, you are probably going to take a lot of pictures, so try to match your foundation as close as possible to your skin color as you possibly can. And also, both of these foundations don't have flashback. If you guys don't know what flashback is flashback is basically like when you take a picture with flash and your makeup might look bomb, like super bomb, like without the picture. Like before you take the picture, your makeup might look super bomb, and then as soon as you put the flash picture on it, like you're gonna look like a ghost. One of my biggest tips I can give you guys is make sure your foundation doesn't have a really high amount of SPF or like sunscreen, because that's gonna cause a flashback, and that is not good. But I'm just gonna apply this. I'm gonna apply the Makeup Forever stick on any of the high points on my face. So right here, like under my eyes, not under my eyes, but like on my cheek area right there, and then right there under my contour, where my contour would go, some on Georgie right there, and I think a little bit down the bridge of my nose. And then I'm going to be taking a little bit of that Milani, probably just like a pump, just like that. That's about how much I'm going to be taking, and I'm going to add this everywhere else where I didn't add the other foundation. And then I'm going to kind of try to mix these. Also, watch out for your problem areas, you guys. A lot of clients that come in with me, like a lot of client makeup that I do, a lot of them don't know what their problem areas what their problem areas are, and that kind of makes it harder on me because I don't know what to watch out for. Like for me, I feel like one of my biggest problem areas, or one of my only problem areas, is around the sides of my nose. It creases. Around the sides of my mouth, it creases so bad. So what I do is I'm gonna blend this foundation in with a Morphe G6 brush. I would say if you want more coverage, since it's homecoming, I want to look really full coverage, really glam. I would say go in with a brush first and then go with a beauty blender. I think it's crucial to have a beauty blender. It's just gonna make everything look more airbrush and flawless. So I'm just gonna start by patting this foundation in. And like I said, my problem area is like these sides of my mouth. So on these sides of my mouth, I'm putting no foundation yet. I'm just gonna blend this out first, avoiding these sides of my mouth. And then on Georgie, I'm gonna tap more foundation on him, kind of to cover him up more. We don't want him showing. And just start blending everything in. I just tap my brush and I do circular motions. I feel like it helps me get the best coverage. And both of these foundations already have like amazing coverage anyways, so yeah. And the Milani, like I said, is drugstore, so you guys could go ahead and just use that one if you guys would like. You guys don't have to use 2 foundations. You guys don't have to use the high-end makeup forever. Also, make sure you blend foundation onto your ears. A lot of people forget to do that, and then when they take pictures, you can really tell. Also, blend it all the way down your neck. Like, really blend, girl. And then what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to take my beauty blender, a damp beauty blender. It doesn't have to be the actual beauty blender. You guys can use the Real Technique sponge. This is the drugstore version of the beauty blender. And I'm just going to bounce this all in. Even though I already blended it in with the brush, I always go back in with the beauty blender. I feel like nothing is better than the beauty blender. And if you see any areas that still need to be blended, just make sure you blend them out. The sides of my mouth where I put no foundation, whatever's left on this blender, I'm gonna add that to the sides of my mouth. And what I've noticed with this Milani foundation is it does not crease. Like, it does not crease on the sides of my mouth how any other, like, every foundation I've ever tried does crease on the sides of my mouth, but the Milani one doesn't really crease. Now moving on to concealer. Once again, we're really trying to avoid flashbacks, so one of my biggest tips that I could give you guys is don't go right away in. I know we want to look bright under our eyes and stuff and we want to look highlighted, but don't go in with a super light concealer right away. I would say go like 1 or 2 shades lighter, and then I like to use 2 concealers. That's my biggest tip. I like to use like one that's really close to my skin tone and then one that's lighter, and I kind of mix them in. I'll show you guys what I mean by that. You could also you could go ahead and just do concealer under your eyes. You don't have to highlight your entire face or conceal your entire face. I just personally like to. I'm adding some on my chin, my nose, on my forehead, and I use this darker concealer shade. And then I'm going in with my Tarte Shape Tape. That one is from Maybelline, so you guys can go ahead and just use this one if you guys just want to use the drugstore products. And then I'm going in with this Tarte Shape Tape just for a little more coverage. I know the Master Concealer from the drugstore has more coverage, but I don't know how good that one is. And I'm just going to use my beauty blender to blend this all in, and make sure you really blend everything in and really make everything seamless. I feel like the beauty blender is the way to go. This part I'm going to kind of skip through just because not everyone wants to contour their nose or cream contour their face at all actually. But I'm going to contour my nose using this LA Girl Pro Conceal in the shade Beautiful Bronze. And this is only like $1 or $2, so it is drugstore. And we're going to conceal under our eyes. Like I said, you don't have to contour your nose. It's just all personal preference. I'm taking that concealer that's closer to my skin tone, and I'm going to add that under my eyes, dragging it in towards my nose. It'll just kind of give me the appearance of a smaller nose. Same thing on the other side. This is where I'm going to go in with the lighter concealer that I'm using. And I'm adding, don't add as much as you did of the first concealer. Just add like that much. You guys saw what I did there. I'm going to take my beauty blender and just blend that away. Just use little, you guys know how to blend concealer, never mind. At this point you could set your face or bake your face or whatever you want to do, but like I said, I like to cream contour, so I'm taking that same concealer stick or whatever, and I'm going to add some to the back of my hand. I don't like to directly apply this onto my face just because I feel like it just dries too quick for me. If you guys have a contour or like a cream contour that doesn't dry as quick, you guys can go ahead and directly apply it to your face, but I feel like this is still the best method. And then I take a stippling brush and then I kind of like put my brush in there, and then I make sure to like go on another part of my hand or something and like just tap it again to make sure there's not too much product on there and to take off any excess that we don't need. And then what I like to do is I start up here, and people ask me why I start so high, but I feel like it looks best for me, like in my opinion. And then I start like dragging it downwards. I'm just like doing tapping motions. And then you could do little circular motions if you would like. Just don't do too much. I feel like that's enough. And then same thing on the other side. You guys don't have to cream contour, but it's all personal preference, and I feel like it just makes the look even more glam, and it just looks 10 times better. I love cream contouring. I literally cream contour like almost on an everyday basis now. Get your forehead. I don't contour my forehead as much just because I have like a smaller forehead. I'm even getting under my lip. It gives you the appearance of it gives you the appearance of a bigger lip. And then I'm dragging whatever's left on like my chin. And I'm taking the Beauty Blender again. And I'm gonna add some more of that cucumber water. And it's just gonna help everything blend even more. I just really like using this to blend everything. And at this point, we're going to add powders now. So if you want to add any more creams, always do creams before powders. Don't add any more creams after you've added powders. So if you guys want to do a cream highlight, now's the time. Powder that I really recommend that you guys invest on is the Laura Mercier powder. I love it. It's like the only powder I'll ever use now. More affordable option from the drugstore would be the Coty Airspun powder. I used it for a while. It never gave me flashback, but I've heard of a lot of people saying it gives them flashback. But it might not be the powder though. It's probably the foundation that they're using. Like you can get flashback for a lot of different things, but it never gave me flashback. So if you guys want to get that powder, test it out before the big day or whatever event you guys have coming up. If you guys aren't using this for homecoming, I'm blending out the concealer first once again to make sure that there's no creases or nothing, and then I'm gonna take another sponge and I'm gonna dip into my powder and I'm gonna start setting under my eyes. I'm gonna bake it. You guys will see what I mean by that. Most of you guys know, but if you guys are a beginner watching this video, I picked up some powder and I'm pushing it in. You guys don't have to bake. You guys can just set your face. I personally like baking and I feel like it helps my makeup stay on longer. I'm really baking my nose because I'm really going to contour my nose later on. And this is going to help blend everything together. I'm baking on my smile lines just because I said I have problems with that creasing. But with this Milani foundation, like, it literally didn't crease. Usually it would have creased like right away. And then I don't like to apply that much product on there, so I'm taking that off right away. I'm just dusting it off. And then since my skin is dry, I don't like putting powder everywhere. Even though I still put a whole bunch of powder, I don't like just like setting my whole face with a whole bunch of powder. I don't know how to explain it, but you guys will see what I mean. I still want to set my face though. I just don't want to get extra dry, if that makes sense. So what I'm going to be doing now is I'm going to be taking this really big fluffy brush and I'm just going to pick up a little bit of powder to dust off the excess just to make sure there's only a little bit. And I'm going to use this and pat this onto my face. This is just going to set the rest of my face without adding too much powder. If you guys are oily, like, really bake everything though, just to make sure that you don't get super oily throughout the night. But for us dry girls, we don't want to add more unnecessary powder than we already have to. Like I said, you don't have to bake. I personally like to. Make sure you set like your neck, everything. Make sure you set everything. Locked and loaded. And then I'm going to dust off the powder off of my nose. And I'm going to contour my nose. You guys don't have to contour your nose. Like I said, you guys don't really have to contour it all if you guys don't like to, but it's a glam look. I just feel like it makes everything come together better. I really like using the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer on my nose. I just feel like it works so good. Picking the sides of my nose just because it makes my nose look even smaller. At this point, you guys can let this powder sit for longer, but I'm just going to take a brush and start buffing all that powder off. Make sure you get every single thing of powder. Like, don't leave any powder on your face. Now we're moving on to contour. I'm using my Kat Von D Shade and Light palette, and I'm going to mix both of these shades right here, and I'm going to use those to carve out my face. The only contour kit from the drugstore that I've used that I really liked was the Wet n Wild contour kit. It's so good, and it's only like $2 or $3. Like, it's literally so good. If you guys haven't tried it out, I definitely recommend trying that out. Place this same thing really high up, and then circular motions, and then working my way down. I like to contour. Everyone contours their face differently. I like to do that, and then I do like a little swoop down. You can make your contour more intense, or you can make your contour less intense than what I have on. It's all up to you. And then after I contour, I like to go in with bronzer. For my bronzer, I'm going to be using the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil. Once again, I really like this bronzer. I really like the MAC Give Me Sun as well, but that's not drugstore. I would say the Milani bronzers are pretty good from the drugstore. Those are the only bronzers I've really tried from the drugstore, and I feel like those are pretty good. And I'm just going to take a bigger, fluffier brush and dip into this and just use this to bring some color back to my face and bronze it up. That as well. Taking some more powder. I personally like to clean up under my contour. You don't have to. I like to. It just makes it cleaner and sharper. And for homecoming, like I said, we're trying to look snatched. So right under the contour, I'm taking some powder and adding it right under there. And then since I did the little swoop down, I'm also going to do that with the powder. Just like that. And as you can see, I avoided like putting it everywhere just because we're really trying to avoid flashback. This powder doesn't have flashback, but if I don't need to add any powder, if I don't need to add any more powder down there, I'm not going to. Same thing on this side. I always keep it pretty simple. I don't really do much for my lower lash line. I'm going to be taking the shade Burnt Orange, our transition shade that we had used earlier, and I'm dragging that all the way across my lower lash. Packing it on there and then dragging it. I'll zoom you guys in a little bit. There we go. I'm taking the Shadow Love Letter. That one right there, and I'm picking some of that up as well, and I'm gonna place this on the outer part of my lower lash line. Just push that color in there and then slowly start blending it inwards. Just blend it like halfway. Taking the shade Cypress Umber, that one right there, and I'm gonna be really careful, like I said, with the dark shades. I'm just gonna push this literally on the outer part of my lower lash, and then just like do like a little circular motion right there, and don't drag it that much. Don't drag it as much inwards as we did the other colors. Just kind of keep it on the outer edge of our lower lash. Highlight my brow bone and inner corner. I'm just going to use the shade Tempera. That one right there. You can use a shimmer shade if you would like. I just prefer to do the matte with this look. And now for the powder under here, I'm pushing that powder in and then doing circular motions to blend it out. I only let that sit for like a couple minutes while I finish my lower lash line. And just really make sure you blend this out. For highlight, I'm using my favorite combo right now. It is the Laura Geller Gilded Honey and this the Ate London highlighter in the shade Starburst. I'm just going to mix these two colors together after I spray my face with my rose water, and then I'm going to apply that to all of the high points of my face. You guys don't, I like to go kind of crazy with my highlighter. I like to put a lot. I like to really pack that on. But if you guys don't like to add that much highlighter, you guys can literally just take a little bit and just whoop. If you guys would like that, but I don't know. I like it really like blinding. So that's what I'm going to do. Spray my face first. Adding it on the high points of my face. You guys can stop there and just add it on your cheekbones, but I like to highlight above my brows. I usually highlight my chin, but since we have that big pimple right there, I'm not going to highlight there. And then I like to highlight my cupid's bow and my nose. For blush, I'm using a drugstore blush, and it is the Milani in the shade 06. It's just like this peachy blush, and I'm like in love with it. And I'm just going to take my blush brush. This is also optional. You don't have to. I'm adding it on the apples of my cheeks and blending that up towards my cheekbones. I love blush. A lot of people don't like blush. It's so weird. Favorite setting spray ever is the Urban Decay All Nighter. I feel like it is the best one out there. And then as of lately, I've been trying the MAC Prep and Prime, and this just makes your skin look more dewy, and I really, really love the way that this looks. But for today, I'm going to be using two drugstore setting sprays, and this is the Milani setting sprays. This is the Make It Last and the Make It Dewy. I'm just going to be using both of these today and just setting my entire face. So just spray it. At this point, one of the last steps I also like to do is I like to set my brows. A lot of people do it before, like right after they finish their brows, but I do it as one of the last steps just because if any powder or anything got on them, this just kind of gets rid of all that extraness. And I use the Great Lash Maybelline. This is drugstore. I think this is the best. I love it. I've been using it for like years now. I'm just using this to set my brows in place. Moving on to lips, as you can see, I did add some lashes. I used Everlasting Lashes in the shade, in the style Diamond. I really like these lashes. They're super fluffy and like just my cup of tea. But for lips, I already lined my lips with my Palladio lip liner in the shade Natural. This is drugstore price. And then I use some Milani Keep It Smooth lip treatment. It's just chapstick. For lips, I'm going to be going in with Anastasia Beverly Hills lipstick, my favorite brand by the way, in the shade Veronica. It looks like this. I feel like it'll really go with this look. And also, if this look does not match your dress, you could always switch up the colors and just do the same technique that I showed you guys. Or you guys could even do gold glitter and just do like neutral colors. But I feel like this eye look would go with a lot of different dresses. And then the lip, you guys could just do a nude or not even do lipstick if you guys don't want to. And then a more affordable option for this lipstick, it's not a complete dupe, but I feel like it's really similar, is the ColourPop in the shade Beeper. They look really similar. But I'm just going to apply this all over my lips. And that is it for this video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys would like to see more homecoming looks or prom looks, then definitely comment down below letting me know. Also, let me know what you guys thought of this look. Let me know if you guys will be doing something similar. And if you guys do recreate this look, please make sure to tag me on Instagram so I can go like your pictures and spam you with comments and stuff. Once again, give this video a thumbs up if you guys enjoyed it. Subscribe down below if you guys are new. Turn on your notifications. It only takes like 2 seconds and it really helps me out. That way you guys don't miss any of my future videos. I love you guys so much and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.